All right, today I'm going to give you 10 reasons why you should journal. And let's just get started, shall we? I guess first I should introduce myself. My name is Jennifer. I'm the founder and creative director here at Chic Sparrow. I'm also an avid journaler, and I want to inspire you to journal every single day because I believe journaling makes us better people. All right, let's get into our list, okay? I have 10 reasons why you should journal, and I'm going to start at the bottom. So at 10, I didn't actually rank these, but I'm still going to start at 10 anyway. These are in no particular order, except my order, which is sometimes chaos, but here we go. All right, so number 10, make a memoir. Okay, a lot of people think journaling is like Dear Diary. Today, oh, yes, my favorite. Oh, today I saw him. Oh, he's so cute. Yeah, remember that? Middle school? Well, a lot of people think that's what journaling is about, but it doesn't have to be. It can be a memoir of your life, it can be important events, it can be all the happy times, it can be, just a one sentence of what happened that day, okay? So a chronicle of your life, if you will. Let's see. Number 9, log your adventures. So, maybe you're somebody who likes to take a lot of trips and travels a lot, or you just seem to be the type of person who's always getting into mischief wherever you go. That would be a very interesting read one day, I think. But, only if you chose to share it. But, log your adventures. Maybe when you're old in your rocking chair, you can look back on all the things that you did when you were in your youth. So, and by the way, my mother in law still says I'm young. She calls me a little kid. Or no, baby. I don't remember. But it's okay. It's a compliment coming from her. All right. Number 8, safely explore your feelings. So I've said this in past videos, that your diary, your journal is a safe place for you to not be judged by who you're talking to. Okay, so when you're in your journal, you don't have to worry about punctuation, you don't have to worry about grammar, you don't have to worry about the tone that you're writing in, and you don't have to worry about feeling guilty for having feelings. You can explore your feelings and figure out what they mean and why they're there and what to do about them. And journaling is a great place to do that. Number 7 is to be more self aware. And that kind of falls in line with exploring your feelings. But I think being self aware is extremely important because, like, we all do it, and I'm guilty myself. I will say something in a flippant way and not realize that I hurt someone's feelings because I'm not being self aware. But if I were being self aware and I said something flippantly and I'm self aware about it, then I'm just a jerk. Yeah. So it's important to be self aware, and I think journaling can really help you become self aware, especially if you look and reflect back on why you did something and you look at that and you really analyze your role in what happened. Maybe you have a conflict with someone. If you don't analyze the role that you played and take responsibility for your part in it, then you are going to find that you're going to be repeating those kind of interactions with a lot of people throughout your life. And maybe you'll think it's always their fault. Well, the one thing that's in common between you and the dozens of people that you've had tuffles with is you. You're the common denominator. So you need to become self aware. Super important. I'm still working on it. I haven't perfected it yet. So don't hold me to a high standard, but like I'm working on it. And I laugh at myself sometimes because I don't even know why I did half the stuff I did until I journal about it, and then I'm like, "Oh, okay. I found it." All right. Number 7 is to track your progress. So maybe you're trying to lose weight. Maybe you're trying to gain weight. Maybe you're trying to build a habit. So you can use your journal to track your progress that way. Maybe you're trying to start a business, whatever. But if you don't track, this is my philosophy, okay? If you don't track your progress, then you won't know how far you've come. You won't know what you've accomplished. You won't know what you conquered. You also won't know what didn't work. Okay? I think I have a great memory, but reality is I don't. I can't remember every single detail of every single thing I've done. But if I journal about it, I can look back on it and I can be like, oh, yeah, I remember. I was able to overcome that obstacle and I was able to meet that challenge. And then you start feeling better about yourself and maybe a little less like, I don't know, sometimes I feel like a loser. So, feel better about yourself and a little less like a loser. It's helpful. Okay, number 5 is to give a voice to your thoughts. So, I recently became aware that not everybody has a voice in their head. And I was actually talking to my daughter about this because I have a narrator in my head that isn't my own voice. She sounds like, and she always has, but she kind of sounds like, okay, so Phil just looked it up for me because I forgot her name. But the voice that narrates in my head is Kate Blanchett. That is her voice, and it has been ever since I was like, I don't know, old enough to have thoughts. It's always been like this slightly British sounding female voice that is not my own. And then it's a narration, it's not my thoughts. Like I can think in my own voice, but sometimes when I'm like thinking something out, she comes in and narrates it for me. And yeah, I promise I'm not insane, but it's like, you know, I just recently learned that not everybody does that. Not everybody has like a voice they hear in their head. Um, which is fine. You can concentrate on your feelings and explore your feelings and your emotions, and you don't have to you know give presence to the voice that's in your head. Number 4 is to identify your emotions. So I honestly believe that emotions are pretty powerful. I mean, I don't think that I'm alone in believing that. Emotions are very powerful, and there's something that you should be connected with, and for the most part, in control of. But sometimes you just can't, and that's okay. But it's important to explore them, know why they exist, know what they're doing, know why they serve you, and how they serve you, and you know, become intimate with your emotions. You need your emotions. You should never make a decision without checking in with your emotions. So, I'm not saying trust your gut in every decision, but I'm saying you need to check in with your emotions. How many times have you made a decision and your gut feeling said you shouldn't do it, but you did it anyway and then regretted it later? That's happened to me more times than I can even count. You're given emotions for a reason and you shouldn't be ashamed of them. So I hope that you would use your journal to explore them and get to know them and honor them. Number 3 is achieve your goals. Okay, achieve your goals. So you cannot measure what you do not track. So if you're tracking your goals, you'll be able to measure how close you are to reaching them. And when you reach even the smallest goal, that achievement is something you should celebrate because you worked for it and you deserve to celebrate it. So, number 3 is achieving your goals. Number 2 is to increase your critical thinking. I mean, I honestly believe just the act of journaling overall, no matter what you choose to journal about, is going to it's going to increase your ability to think. And critical thinking is very important because it means that you're looking at something in a more objective way. And rather than trying to find proof for your theory, you're finding the proof and then getting the theory. Okay? So it's very important, I think, just in general, to think of the world in a critical way without judging it and without having a preconceived notion of what it is, and getting to know it and then coming to the conclusion. That is how I try to approach most things in my life. It's a learned thing. I didn't used to be that way, but I'm glad I am now, for sure. Right. And then number one, and I did put this at number one on purpose, like all the rest was just kind of like jumbled together, but number one is to discover your value. I think a lot of times, for me especially, like I'm at the top of the list. All the stuff that I have talked about, I'm at the top of the list of as having been there, I'm going through it, I'm doing it, and currently guilty of it or have been guilty of it, okay? I'm not preaching to you, I'm talking with you, okay? But discovering your value can be a hard thing, especially if you don't value yourself yet. And that can be really hard. It really can. Like I'm learning to love myself, and it's not easy. Okay? Because it's so easy to focus on the flaws. It's so easy to focus on things that people filled your head with in the past that you chose to believe, and you didn't have to believe it, but you chose to. And in some instances you couldn't help but believe it because you were a child, and that's, you know, children will believe anything. That's just their nature. And so don't beat yourself up over it. It's not your fault, okay? But you have value, and you can use your journal to find your value. And I want you to know that you're enough. Like, I know a lot of us feel like we're not enough, but you are enough. And if somebody tells you you're not enough, just they don't need to be in your life. You are enough just the way you are. And if you have things you want to work on, that's fine, but that doesn't make you less than, and it doesn't make you unworthy, and it doesn't make you unvaluable. You are valuable, you are unique, and there's no one else in the world like you. So I really hope that you can take that message and plant it in your heart and let that grow into a big, beautiful tree, that you are definitely enough, and you always have been. All right, so that is 10 reasons why I feel you should journal. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will talk to you again next time, and we'll talk about journaling some more. Yeah, have a great day. Bye.